brothers and my sisters, any person that's in entertainment, any person that's an athlete, any person that comes with high regard and has the means to do this, I'm about to put you on a golden nugget. Going 101, you could, I hate to go at this route, but that's extremely dangerous. Any motor vehicle can kill you.
Yeah.
And just because you a football player, Cam, just because you are a member of the media, Peggy, just because you think you poppin', sir.
The conversation around Shedeur Sanders' speeding ticket took an unexpected turn when Cam Newton decided to weigh in. What was once a simple discussion about a traffic violation has now become a heated debate, with Cam throwing some serious heat into the mix. Right out of the gate, Cam made it crystal clear. If you're living the high life, you can expect your actions to be scrutinized. And when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, the former NFL star wasn't about to hold back. Cam didn't mince words. He took aim at the 11 miles per hour speeding incident, saying that it doesn't matter what car you're in or how famous you are, the risks are the same. Speeding at those insane speeds isn't just a violation, it's a reckless gamble with life itself. One wrong move, and everything could come crashing down.
Because when that vehicle swerve out of the way or lose control swerving, it's over with for you.
That's real.
And you can't pay your way out of a situation when you're trying to negotiate with the Grim Reaper.
Cam Newton didn't take the matter lightly, and his words carried the weight of serious truth. He made it clear that when a vehicle gets out of control at such high speeds, no amount of money or fame can get you out of the consequences. Once that car is spinning out of control, there's no negotiating your way out, not with the law, not with the insurance company, and certainly not with the Reaper. Cam painted the grim reality of speeding at 101 miles per hour. In the worst-case scenario, an accident at that speed isn't just a crash, it's a potential death sentence. There's no bargaining your way out of a situation like that. You're at the mercy of fate, and when the stakes are that high, not even the wealthiest or most famous are immune. In those moments, it's a reminder that no amount of status can save you from the grim finality of reckless choices. Even though Cam Newton's criticism was sharp and unfiltered, it was clear that his words came from a place of genuine concern. It wasn't just about Shedeur Sanders. It was a warning to anyone who engages in reckless behavior on the road. Cam wasn't just focused on the potential harm to Shedeur. He was thinking about the bigger picture, the lives that could be affected by such reckless decisions. Cam Newton didn't hold back when addressing those who were debating Shedeur Sanders' actions. He called for a reality check, urging people to settle down. According to Cam, while everyone's caught up in the ticket and the controversy, coaches are talking about something far more serious in their meetings: Shedeur's behavior off the field.
He probably knows this. This is now becoming a debatable topic in the coaches' meeting. Hey man, did y'all see? Yes, we already are aware. And you don't even want to see if you get another one. Because now it's just like, well, hold on, what are you doing? Why are you driving this fast?
In the eyes of those coaching the next generation of players, Shedeur's actions reflect immaturity. The focus, as Cam emphasized, isn't just on his talent on the field, but how he carries himself off it. Coaches are paying attention to how players handle themselves in the real world, and Shedeur's reckless behavior could have lasting consequences on how he's perceived by those who hold his future in their hands. Cam Newton, instead of simply pushing an agenda against Shedeur, Sanders took a more serious and constructive approach by offering him advice that could make a real difference. He suggested that Shedeur, like many others, consider having someone drive for him, or even using an Uber. While it might seem like an extra expense, Cam argued that it could save more than just money. It could save lives. He made the point that having a responsible driver behind the wheel doesn't just protect the person in the car, it also keeps everyone around them safe. It's not just about avoiding a ticket, it's about avoiding the kind of danger that comes with reckless driving. Cam emphasized that paying for a ride or having someone drive carefully for you isn't just a small expense, it's an investment in safety, peace of mind, and long-term peace on the road. In the bigger picture, Cam said, it's about living a peaceful, responsible road life and not letting reckless decisions cloud your reputation. Being smart about how you get around can protect you from being labeled reckless and from facing consequences that could follow you for the rest of your life. Cam Newton took the conversation even further, offering praise for how Shadur Sanders handled the situation. While acknowledging that things could have easily spiraled out of control, Cam commended Shadur for staying calm and composed. He recognized that dealing with a public incident like this is never easy, but Shadur approached it with professionalism. Cam pointed out that Shadur, at just 23 or 24 years old, is still young and has plenty of time to learn from situations like this. But even at such a young age, Cam stressed, Shadur already carries a great deal of responsibility. He's no longer just a kid, he's a public figure with influence, and how he handles himself off the field matters just as much as his performance on it.
All right, hopefully he learns. Now, remember, he's 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
Relatively young.
Yes, very young.
But understand this, he's still a person that is being held to
Such
a high standard.
Yeah.
And you can't forget that.
Cam Newton didn't just stop at offering advice on safety. He also framed it in a way that could make Shadur feel better about the decision. He suggested that having a driver could actually be a flex, a move that would show maturity and wisdom. Instead of seeing it as a cost, Cam framed it as an investment in both his image and his future. He argued that no matter what kind of vehicle Shadur is driving, having a driver would not only keep him safe, but also present him as someone who understands the bigger picture. It would help him avoid unnecessary discussions and criticisms, allowing him to sidestep any negative talk about reckless behavior. He also argued that doing this can help him take control of his life. It seems that Shadur Sanders might have taken Cam Newton's advice to heart. According to Shannon Sharp, who reported on the matter, Shadur recently discussed his speeding ticket and hinted at a significant change in his approach. He mentioned that moving forward, he's not going to drive himself, suggesting the possibility that he may now be considering hiring a driver. This shift in his mindset shows that Shadur is not only listening to the advice being offered, but is also taking steps to ensure his future actions align with a more responsible approach. It's a smart move that could protect him from further public scrutiny and help him maintain control over how he's perceived both on and off the field. Whether it's hiring a driver or using another form of transportation, Shadur's willingness to adapt signals growth and maturity in handling his public image. Though Cam Newton initially entered the conversation with a harsh tone, criticizing Shadur Sanders' actions surrounding the speeding ticket, he ultimately offered advice that could have a lasting, positive impact on Shadur's career and personal growth. Cam's initial remarks about reckless driving and the dangers of speeding were blunt, but they served as a wake-up call, not just to Shadur, but to anyone who might be tempted to disregard the serious consequences of such behavior. As the conversation progressed, Cam shifted from criticism to constructive guidance. He suggested that Shadur consider hiring a driver or using alternatives like Uber, advice aimed at protecting Shadur not only from the risks associated with high-speed driving, but also from the negative public image that could result from such reckless actions. In the end, Cam Newton's tough love turned into meaningful constructive criticism, and Shadur Sanders appears ready to take the next step in becoming not only a great athlete, but a responsible, thoughtful individual. What do you think? Should public figures like Shadur Sanders be held to a higher standard when it comes to their actions off the field? Do you agree with Cam Newton's advice about hiring a driver, or do you think it's an unnecessary expense for someone of Shedeur's age? How important is it for athletes and celebrities to maintain a responsible image both on and off the field? And finally, do you believe that harsh criticisms, when intended for personal growth, can make a difference in someone's life? Or do they risk doing more harm than good? Drop your comments in the comments section. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation.